Sharon Graham, unite. The nation wants food, work and homes. It wants a high and rising standard of living. Security for all against a rainy day. Friends, that's a quote from the 1945 Labour manifesto, written in the shadow of death, destruction and debt caused by years of war. It was a manifesto of hope, written at a time when our debt to GDP was 270%, nearly 3 times higher than it is now. No mention of cuts, no mention of austerity, and certainly no mention of making everyday people pay. Labour knew then that to make Britain more equal, they had to act and think differently. They knew to make it count and to make a real difference, Labour could not simply be better managers, they had to make lasting change. They promised jobs, they promised homes, and they built a national health service on the back of crisis. There wasn't a story of tightening belts or making some of the poorest in our society pay. Friends, people simply do not understand. I do not understand how our new Labour government can cut the winter fuel allowance for pensioners and leave the super-rich untouched. This is not what people voted for. It's the wrong decision and it needs to be reversed. Friends, we are the 6th richest economy in the world. We have the money. Britain needs investment, not austerity Mark II. We won't get any gold badges for shaving peanuts off our debt. Yes, Britain is broken, and yes, the Tories have left the mess, and yes, they are to blame. But Labour is now in government, and we cannot keep making everyday people pay. Friends, I keep hearing, a wealth tax is too difficult. It would take too long, and I say absolute rubbish. We seem to be able to get workers paying their taxes in a matter of weeks. The system is rigged and the country knows it.
Morning conference, Alan Tate, Communication Workers Union, proud to be second in this important composite on the future of the economy. But for our members, the important work that the government, a Labour government, has begun has been overshadowed by the winter fuel cut. Until now, the winter fuel payment has been paid to all pensioners to help with the cost of energy bills. The payment was made on the principle that the older people would be left exposed and at increased risk if they could not pay for adequate heating. But in July, it was announced that this payment would only be made to those on low incomes who received certain benefits. The changes will mean that more than 10 million pensioners will no longer receive the payment. We have heard from both the Prime Minister and the Chancellor describe this cut as a tough choice. But conference, the tough choice is not about switching off pensioners' heating this winter. The real choice is about picking up the phone to the tech giants like Amazon and the ultra-wealthy and making them pay their fair share of tax. But there is nothing responsible about an approach that leaves profits of private equity investors and large corporations untouched, while working people are being asked to balance the books with their paychecks and benefits.